Hello students, my name is Anish Salat. I am working as Assistant Professor in University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Today we are going to learn the module Ancillary Sections of Food and Beverage Service from the paper Food and Beverage Service. After completing this module, you will be able to understand the various types of ancillary departments of food and beverage service, understand the various functions of ancillary departments, know the various equipments required for ancillary departments, know the role and responsibility of ancillary sections in a hotel. Let us begin. Many service areas are operating behind the scenes for the success of any food and beverage outlet. These function areas are well managed and organized, thus contributing towards the effective food and beverage operations. The ancillary departments, also commonly known as auxiliary department, are important units of catering establishments which serve as a link to main departments of the hotel. Situated at the back of the house, they are busy providing support during operations to the kitchen and other food service areas. These sections are well equipped with manual and electronic machinery so that during the busy hours, the operations do not stop due to machinery breakdown. The location of ancillary department is well planned and they are generally situated between the kitchen and restaurants. Due to its location, they keep on working silently for the overall success of the food and beverage establishment. The following are the ancillary departments that are found in any large organizations: still room, pantry, food pickup area or hot plate, linen room, dispensed bar, wash-up or kitchen stewarding, silver room or plate room. Now one by one I will explain each one of them. First, still room. The main function of the still room is to provide tea, coffee, jams, marmalades, toast, etc. to the service department. Mainly the beverages and food which are not prepared from the kitchen or bar of the hotel are prepared and dispensed from still room. Small tidbits, snacks along with hot and cold non-alcoholic beverages are prepared in this area. The functioning of this area will vary according to the type of meals served by the organization. It is located near to the room service department of the hotel so that in case of small orders like sandwiches and tea can be prepared immediately by this area, and the main kitchen is not disturbed for small orders by the guests. The operating hours of still room in a busy hotel will be 24 hours a day, but in resorts it operates from 6 am to 11 pm. Depending on the size of the hotel, the still room's hierarchy will be decided. In a large-scale service organization, the still room will come under still room supervisor. He will be the highest authority for the still room and will report to food and beverage manager for the effective functioning of the still room. There might be junior staff working under him. The duties and responsibilities of still room supervisor are preparing duty rota of the staff working under him, timely indenting and ordering raw materials for the store of the hotel, maintaining par stock of the raw materials in his area, following the hygienic standards of the organization, distributing work to the subordinates and taking their briefing and debriefing. Ensure that the flow of work does not stop at his area, preparing and issuing food items on receiving a KOT. Functions of a still room. The food items that are dispensed from the still room are generally the ones which are ordered during breakfast or during high tea. All kinds of hot and cold beverages, tea, coffee, hot chocolate, Bonvita, herbal teas, fruit juices, fresh and canned juices, etc. Sugar in any form, grain sugar, sugar cubes, brown sugar, etc. Breads like toasted, sliced breakfast rolls, brioche, etc. Whole wheat bread, brown bread, multigrain bread, etc. Sandwiches such as open sandwiches, closed sandwiches, club sandwiches, vegetarian sandwiches and non-vegetarian sandwiches. Assorted breakfast cereals. First meal of the day which can be consumed hot or cold, with milk or without milk. Cornflakes, muesli, porridge, etc. Cookies, pastries, crackers, preserves, jams, marmalades and honey. Eggs to order, scrambled, omelettes, poached, fried, etc. Equipments required in still room are: still rooms are fully equipped with various hot and cold equipments which help the staff of still room to prepare and serve the food in a presentable manner and at right temperature. The following are the equipments required in the still room. Work tables. The work tables are made up of stainless steel material provided in still room so that the staff finds it easy to cut and assemble the raw material required to make different foods. Toasters, grillers and salamanders. These equipments help the service staff in preparation of various hot meals like grilled sandwiches, toasted breads, etc. Tea and coffee making machines. Since still room is responsible for the preparation and dispensing of tea, therefore a tea coffee machine is kept in the still room so that the orders of tea and coffee can be catered to quickly. Cooking ranges. For the preparation of various kinds of eggs, gas range is provided in the still room. Refrigerators. For the storage of fresh fruits, canned juices, jams, butter and marmalade, a small refrigerator is provided in the still room. Stainless steel sinks. The stainless steel sink is provided with the supply of both hot and cold running water, so that the small equipments can be washed immediately after use. Storage cabinets. For storing the raw material that has been issued from the stores, a dry storage cabinet is provided to the still room supervisor, which has a lock and key attached to it. Racks. For the storage of glassware, cutlery, flatware and hollowware, the still room is well equipped with perforated storage racks. Control in still room. Control is basically a way of checking pilferage that may be done by the staff of the hotel. In order to check the pilferage, the following may be adopted by the hotel. No order should be processed without the proper KOT. The indent should be according to the occupancy percentage. A time must be fixed by the hotels for collection and receiving of raw materials. All the commodities received from the stores must be checked for quality and quantity as was ordered in the indent. To analyze if there is any pilferage, the still room supervisor must every day compare the sales and stock levels of the still room. Second section is pantry. Pantry is basically a room in which cutlery, crockery, linen and hollowware are stored. It is located in between the kitchen and the restaurant, since kitchen is an area where a lot of operational activities are going on. Therefore, a lot of noise is generated in the kitchen. If this noise goes out to the restaurant, the guest may not feel comfortable and may not enjoy his meal. Therefore, the restaurant pantry is always located in between the restaurant and kitchen. It has a double door entry and exit system. The pantry follows a two swing door concept There are two swinging doors fitted in the pantry with a see-through glass fixed at the center of the door. The swinging doors help in the ease of movement of the staff and control the sound level from the kitchen. The door on the left is used to exit the restaurant and enter the kitchen, whereas the door on the right is used to exit the kitchen and enter the restaurant. It should always be remembered that the wrong door should never be used, as it might lead to major accident. The mise en place of the day-to-day operation is carried out in this area. The kitchen staff will only provide the food that is prepared by them, but the cutlery and crockery that needs to go with the food is collected from the pantry and complete order is processed thereafter by the server. For example, the server will get only tea or coffee which has been prepared by the still room on the salver. To complete the tray setup, the teacups and saucers along with sugar cubes and tea spoons will be done in the pantry area, and after that the order will be served to the guest. Equipments required in pantry, the type of establishment and the carrying capacity of the restaurant will decide what kind of equipment is required in the pantry. The pantry may be equipped with the following equipments: storage cabinets. Since the service staff will very often need the cutlery and crockery to process the food orders, therefore ample storage racks are provided in the pantry where only the clean cutlery and crockery is stored. For a buffet setup, the chefing dishes along with ladles are also stored in the pantry. The glassware, condiment tray, cruet set and special service equipments etc. can be found in the pantry. Water dispenser. A hot and cold water dispenser unit is placed in the pantry so that the server can collect clean water and serve the same to the guest. Hot and cold bain-marie. In case the restaurant is far away from the main kitchen, the bain-marie will come in handy. It will help the food that needs to be served to be at the right temperature. Plate warmers. As per theory, hot food goes on hot plate and cold on cold plate. The function of plate warmer is to keep the dinner plates warm. Linen box. The soiled linen which comes from the restaurant is kept in the linen box. Stainless steel work table for assembling the food orders on the salvers, for cutting the lemon wedges, and to carry some other day-to-day functions. The work table is a must in pantry. Tasks performed by servers in a pantry. Exchange of soiled and fresh linen is done in the pantry area. The soiled crockery is brought from the restaurant. The waste is disposed of in the garbage bin, and the soiled cutlery is sent to wash area for cleaning. Wiping and cleaning of cutlery, crockery and glassware is done in this section. Cruet sets of the restaurant are refilled here. Service of food from bain-marie is done by the servers. Preparation of finger bowls along with lemon wedge and warm water and serving the same to the guest at the end of the meal is done in this area. The next section is food pickup area, also known as hot plate. This is the most important link between the restaurant and the kitchen staff. All the dishes which are prepared by the kitchen staff are first placed on the hot plate for final inspection and garnish. This area serves as point of contact between kitchen and service staff. In simple terms, this area is the food pickup area. Any order prepared by the kitchen staff is dispensed through this area, and the service staff are not allowed to enter the kitchen to collect the order of the guest. The hot plate can be operated either by electricity or by gas and is equipped with chinaware, cutlery and flatware to ease the service during operations. The hot plate should be switched on way before the start of service so that the cutlery and crockery heated to the right temperature. A boyer, also known as barker, is in charge of hot plate. Any order that is to be processed in the kitchen goes through him on receiving a KOT. He shouts and tells the kitchen staff which food needs to be prepared and to tell wait staff which order is ready for pickup. He also checks the cleanliness of plates and that the food is properly garnished on the plate. He will also inform the wait staff about the food items which are not available in the menu for the day. These items are written clearly on an off-board menu. He also controls the flow of food orders from the kitchen to the restaurant. He ensures that the running orders, the guests who are already dining in have ordered something extra, are processed first, as delay in service gives a bad reputation to the brand name of the restaurant. The new orders can be kept on hold but not for very long, as the customers who comes to dine in does not like to wait for his order to be processed. The next ancillary section is the linen room. It is very difficult for the service staff to time and again go to the laundry and get linen exchanged. Therefore, the linen store becomes necessity for any food and beverage service department. During the busy hours of operation, a nearby linen store helps the server to quickly get a fresh linen from the linen store and change the soiled linen. The clean table linen which comes from the laundry is neatly stacked in the linen store. Linen exchange procedure followed in a hotel or a restaurant is: the soiled linen is sent to laundry for wash up every day, and in exchange the wait staff collects the clean linen. For a proper inventory control, every food and beverage organization follows the following linen exchange procedure. Wait staff collects the soiled linen and checks them for burns and tears. Soiled linen are tied together in a bundle of 10 before taking them to the laundry. The linen to be exchanged is recorded in the linen exchange register in duplicate. These bundles of 10 are taken to the laundry, and the laundry maid physically counts all the soiled linen and in return gives back clean linen and enters the same in the linen logbook. The fresh linen should be stacked neatly in the cupboards of the pantry. The next section of ancillary area is Dispensed Bar. This bar is hidden from the guests and is for the use of the only wait staff of the hotel. In no case the guests who are dining in at the restaurant are allowed to enter this area. Dispensed bar, also known as service bar, is generally located at the back of the house and near to the kitchen. It can be a single focal point to sell beverages to the guests in a standalone restaurant. Dispensed bar is controlled by head bartender and it serves alcoholic drinks to the customers who are dining in at the restaurant. All the drinks that are prepared must be checked for quality and quantity. For an efficient control, no order should be processed without a beverage order ticket. For the smooth functioning of dispensed bar, it must be equipped with bar equipments like cocktail shaker, Boston shaker, strainer, stirrers, glassware, jigger, wine bottle opener, bar spoon, etc. The next area is kitchen stewarding or wash-up area. This is the backbone of service department. Without the kitchen stewarding department, the clean utensils that are seen in the restaurants would not have been possible. As the name suggests, the wash-up area is responsible for washing up of all the equipments of the restaurant and kitchen. These are two sections of wash area. Pot wash area, also known as scullery area. It is responsible for the cleanliness of kitchen pots and pans and is situated near the kitchen. The main role of this area is to keep a constant supply of clean utensils to the kitchen for preparation of food. Ware wash or dish wash. This section is responsible for the cleaning of any kind of glassware, crockery and tableware of the restaurant department. Now let us understand the different dishwashing methods that may be used in a hotel. Dishwashing in hotels take place either manually or mechanically. Depending upon the size of the establishment, the operating hours of the restaurant, the organizations can choose which method suits best for their organizations. Manual or tank method. Manual dishwash means that all the cleaning of the utensils is done by hands by the kitchen stewarding staff. These are further divided into 2-sink and 3-sink method. In the 2-sink method, the dishes were washed and rinsed in the first tank, whereas the second sink is for sanitizing the utensils. In 3-sink method, the first tank is used for washing, the second for rinsing and third for sanitizing. The ideal temperature of water is 43 degrees Celsius for washing and 75 degrees Celsius for sanitizing. Dishwashing machine. This is an automatic method of washing the utensils where washing, rinsing and sanitization is done by machine. This kind of method is usually used in large operations where the footfall is very high. In this process, the wait staff dumps the leftover in the garbage bin and the dishes are neatly stacked on racks. These racks are placed on the conveyor belt, which moves very slowly. In the first section of the water mixed with washing detergent is sprayed with high pressure on the dishes, by virtue of which the dishes get cleaned. In the second section, the clean water is used for rinsing, and in third section the dishes are sanitized by the spray of hot water, which is at 82 degrees Celsius. The next section is plate room or silver room, the storage area for all kinds of silverware and other equipments which are required for the service. Different kinds of silverware are placed on label shelves along with the service plates stacked on each other. For the ease of function, care should be taken that heavier items are stacked below and the lighter ones at the top. Wherever possible, the storage of cutlery and flatware in a bunch of 20 should be done in drawers, and for smaller items like bird wash, cruet sets, ashtrays, etc., cupboards should be used. For function catering, the glassware are stacked upside down on the plastic racks in the silver room for transporting the glassware without damaging them. These racks come in handy. Proper maintenance and care is required to maintain the shine and sheen of the silverware. They need to be cleaned and polished periodically. For cleaning of silverware, different cleaning methods are available. Which method to choose will depend on the size of items that are to be cleaned. Some of the methods are garnishing method, an electronic method in which a revolving drum is filled with ball bearings along with the mixture of soap and water. The silverware to be cleaned is put inside the drum and the drum is then completely sealed. When the drum is switched on, it will start revolving. The mixture of soap and water will act as lubricant and the ball bearing will gently rub against the silver and clean any tarnish which has been deposited on the silver. After the cleaning cycle is complete, the silver should be rinsed thoroughly. This method is not suitable for knives and forks. Polywitt method. In this method, an aluminium plate which has holes in it, also called as polywitt plate, is placed in a container. Some washing soda is added to this container and the silver to be cleaned is placed in such a way that it is touching the aluminium. Hot boiling water is poured into the container, by virtue of which a chemical reaction takes place, and after 3 to 4 minutes any tarnish on the silver is removed. The silver cleaned should be thoroughly rinsed in boiling water and then polished with a clean cloth. Silver dip method. The silver is cleaned by putting the silver in a wire basket and immersing it in a pink colored liquid for a short while, and thereafter rinsing it is a quick method of cleaning silver but may damage the silver. Plate powder method. In this method, a pink powder mixed with methylated spirit is rubbed with a clean cloth on the silver. After the paste has dried, it is removed using a cloth, and silver is then finally rinsed with hot water and later polished. Quick dip method. Silver is dipped for 2 to 3 in a solution of crushed silver foil, hot water and lemon juice. The silver is later removed, rinsed and polished with a clean cloth. I would like to summarize by saying that the guest's first impression is created by the services that he sees in the front of the house. But for successful and smooth operations, a lot goes behind the scenes of the hotel. The ancillary department works in complete harmony silently from the back of the house to give the guest a marvelous experience. Ancillary department's main focus is to provide uninterrupted support to the service staff and to work in coordination with other departments of the hotel. In the absence of ancillary departments, the flow of work would hamper and the service will tend to get slow. Therefore, to get the wow factor, the ancillary departments are extremely important to the food and beverage service establishment. Thank you.